And we're rolling.
When I started to teach, I had trained for many years with what I would call great senseis, and any great sensei with whom I trained, Frank Novak Sensei being one, Kanazawa Sensei, of course, my senseis in Taekwondo in Korea, they were very hard, all of them. And having lived in different countries, different environments, and for my own personal life, I could naturally be quite hard. So I was teaching as it was traditional in Japan, in France, the hard way, pushing my students the hard way, and progressing in my own karate journey, thanks also to my instructors in Kasera, to Arifaka Sensei. Then I understood how we have to be more flexible in our mind. And I'll give a parallel. I teach also yoga. And in yoga, I practiced that in India, spent 3 years in India, also training hard in karate in India, Goju and Shotokan. But I trained in yoga with Iyengar, who's a great master in yoga. And he told me once, he told me 2 things. He said, I can teach you to stand on your head. You will be a perfect equilibrist, but it's not yoga. And he said also, I'm fed up with all those Western instructors that are so rigid, they never smile. And I think, sure, the way we teach, we have to adapt to all personalities, and students must enjoy, and we must enjoy teaching. So I teach in a way, a hard way. I demand a lot. We believe a lot in contact. We push our bodies. We do hard conditioning. But at the same time, we laugh a lot. We joke. We are not too formal. And that's very important. So, and it joins with Kasera. When we say that, we go beyond the form. That what's important is efficiency. We don't neglect the form, but we go beyond it. So in my classes, that's how I teach now. When it's kids, it's absolutely amazing how the kids that are so flexible can develop, become even more flexible, and at the same time you can see how they transform themselves and they develop also their whole being, they're empowered. So my teaching is focused on empowering people. And I've seen that also with adults that come from so different backgrounds, with of course an emotional package which is built over years, so many different circumstances. Some have been homeless, some have been very sick or injured, some have had a crazy emotional breakup in their life, some have taken drugs, can be absolutely anything that you can imagine. And then they transform, they change for the better. And we can see it just in a few months, and it's so rewarding. So the teaching, to my eyes, is not only to teach techniques, but it's to bring the transformation. And the transformation is to become emotionally calm, to be mentally focused, to be empowered, progressively to move on a spiritual path. The spiritual path is just a feeling that we are not isolated in our little, body, but we are everything. That's a real power. It's glorious, glorious. And then I love to see in my students when they progress that transformation. That means they smile, they get happy, and at the same time they exude power. Then, sure, they will attract what's good in life for them. So my teaching is technical. Again, I don't neglect the form. We work a lot on katas, a lot. It's beautiful. Katas, it's refining the stances, the alignment of the body, right? One movement, control of the floor, everything, the breathing, work on all that. And then, of course, when we come then to Kiron, we put the power in, and then we take to Kumite, we've got to be creative. So by then, when people are, brown belts, black belts, they have progressed enough to master their techniques, certain level, well, at the same time, they are emotionally calm. They come from calm to explosion. The idea, for me, in karate, is that from being absolutely calm, we explode. I give the parallel. We imagine we're in a Ferrari, but, a super Ferrari. And then we put the foot down, we go from 0 to 200 k's in 1 second. That would be fantastic. So from calm to explosion in karate, from calm we explode, and after the explosion, calm again. We've dispersed the energy in every direction.